While rumors about Microsoft Windows successor are quickly spreading over the internet, for many users it is still difficult to install it without buying a new PC. However, new tricks may allow you to install Windows 11 on an older PC without Trusted Platform Module 2, a processor from the supported processors list, and without a network connection. Press like and subscribe buttons to support our channel. Preventing Trusted Platform Module 2 and processor support check is easy. First, download an appropriate Windows 11 ISO installation file from Microsoft Software Download site. A link is in the video. Next, open the ISO file as a virtual disk. This functionality is included in all newer versions of Windows. Otherwise, install Virtual Clone Drive or a similar tool. Create a new directory that will only be used during the installation and copy the content of the ISO drive into it. Now, open a command window and go to the newly created installation directory and browse to a sources subdirectory. Run setup prep command with server setting as shown in the video. Don't worry, you will not install a server variant of Windows 11. The procedure will only prevent a strict processor and TPM2 check, which will allow you to run Windows 11 even on Intel dual-core processors. Windows 11 will only stick to the most basic requirements which are in place for all supported architectures. Main processor speed of at least 1 GHz, 2 cores, 4 GB of system memory, and a system drive with at least 64 GB of free space. Furthermore, the minimum display resolution is 1280 by 720 pixels with 8 bits per color channel, a kind of 24 bits color graphics. DirectX 12 application program interface must also be supported, as well as WDDM2 device driver model. The requirements are easily achievable not only by desktop PCs, but also with most of the new smartphones and Raspberry Pi-like computers. The next trick allows the installation to continue without an active internet connection, as installation stops when it is unable to find or make an active internet connection. You may bypass network connection check by pressing Shift and F10 keys together to open command window. Next, you run the bypass and arrow command to restart the installation without the mandatory network connection. Choose I don't have internet option and becomes available from the internet connection screen, and the installation will continue. It is also interesting to note that while it has first seemed that Microsoft was also going to officially support ARM64 architecture on micro PCs like Raspberry Pi, Orange Pi, and Rock Pi, the support remained experimental. There is no mentioning of Broadcom and Rockchip systems on chip amongst the Windows 11 ARM64 architecture supported processors listing. Installing Windows on a Raspberry Pi requires Install Windows on Raspberry Pi Installer, WOR in short, that automatically transfers all the required installation files to a Linux system drive directory and reboots Raspberry Pi and starts Windows installation. It also supports loading the installation files to a Raspberry Pi memory and installing them onto a target Windows system drive that must be different than the Linux system drive. Though this method is usually faster, it requires at least 8 GB of system memory. You may also install Windows 11 from a custom-built Windows 11 ISO installation file that you can assemble on UUP-Dump.net webpage. Tough test versions of Windows 10 and Windows 11 may still be installed on Raspberry Pi 3 and 4, Orange Pi 5, and Rock Pi 5. It doesn't seem that production versions will be available anytime soon. A version of Hyper-V virtualization server with x64 and x86 architectures emulation is available for Microsoft Qualcomm SQ1, 2, and 3 processors with ARM64 architecture. It would allow running older Windows applications in a new breed of Windows-based PCs, but Raspberry Pi enthusiasts may still ask if it would have been possible to install a test version of Windows 10 and 11 on Raspberry Pi 5. UEFI firmware is required for any computer to run Microsoft Windows, though there are versions of UEFI firmware available from GitHub for Raspberry Pi 3 and 4. There is none for Raspberry Pi 5. I've nevertheless tried to add BCM2712 or Pi5B DTBO file to a boot directory on a Windows 11 boot disk of a working Raspberry Pi 4 Windows system drive. As I've connected the drive to Raspberry Pi 5, the new file caused the bootloader to continue loading Windows without a warning, but it stalled. It's also caused Windows operating system damage, which has caused Raspberry Pi 4 to show a recovery screen when I tried to boot Windows 11 with it again. I guess much more work will have to be done to make a UEFI-compatible environment for Raspberry Pi 5. However, you may still use Raspberry Pi 5 to make a custom ISO Windows installation file much faster than you would be able to with Raspberry Pi 4. Afterwards, you can install and run Windows 11 on Raspberry Pi 4. Thank you for watching. Press like and subscribe buttons if you've liked the video. The next video is coming soon.